Hello and welcome to another episode of Ken's Training. Today's training is going to be on working on these cooling towers. I've got 5 cooling towers. Two of them are these traditional cooling towers. 3 over there are what's referred to as an evaporative cooling tower. But regardless of the type of the cooling tower, the age of the towers is the same. These are 2003, I believe, is the vintage. Now, if you go ahead and zoom in right over here, you'll see this is a very severely rusted section right there. I'm going to see if I can't scrape out that metal right there and then put a little bit of epoxy down there. I don't currently have a water leak that I'm aware of there, but once I start pulling away that metal, maybe I'll create a water leak. In reality, this panel section right here should be replaced because the metal is degrading. All I'm trying to do is I'm just trying to sand this down, coat it, and then see if I can extend the life 1 or 2 more years. But I know that this metal at this particular panel section right here is towards the end of its life from that hole, so I'm going to just try to extend that out. Now, I got a 4.5-inch angle grinder, and I've got these discs right here. Go ahead and zoom in on these discs just to show you what product that I'm going to be using here to try to sand down on these. I got a couple different strengths. This is a 40 grit, this is a 60 grit, and I also have 80 grit. Now, after I get sanded down and everything like that, in the very severe spots, I'm going to use this 2-part epoxy. So there's a hardener and a resin. I haven't read the directions yet, but I'm assuming it's a 50-50. I'll mix that up. I've got some plastic spreaders here, and I'll spread and coat that on, just kind of building up that wall thickness. Once everything is in the condition that I want it to be in, then afterwards I'm going to paint it with this cold galvanizing compound, Rust-Oleum paint. You have to shake this up really well. There's zinc inside of here. You want to mix this up for like 5 minutes before you start spraying it down, because you want to get it really good. So what we'll do is we're just going to give you some before and afters. So right now you can see a little bit of surface rust here. See that shroud? We're going to get that shroud, the fan shroud, really well, because we're going to pull off all of these grates right here. So these 4 grates are going to expose this entire section so we can get inside here and clean up really well. Now another thing, okay, now we're on the side of the same tower. Now you see these rust spots that are right here? The metal itself here is not in bad condition. This is really still strong metal. But down low here, it kind of has eaten through. So when the tower turns on, this actually leaks water down to the ground. So we're going to sand this section down, and then we're going to put some epoxy in there, kind of coat that really well, and then we're going to use the galvanized on that. So and also up there, you can see another section up there where it's doing the same thing. It's kind of rusting through. So anything that looks suspect, we're going to go through the tower. The tower, this chiller tower combination is offline right now, so I don't have to worry about it starting up on me. And I'm just going to go ahead and go through the prep process. So we're going to take those grates off and show you what we're doing. The tower behind me, it's online right now, but you can see the shroud. And basically, once we put this tower online, take it offline after we finish the first one, we're going to clean this one all up as well. And just to show you a little bit of the metals that we're going to be hitting, let's see. these two poles, that pole and that pole, sand them down and get them black. I gotta get some black paint. And that's it. Okay, so here we are. I got my sanding bit. This is an 80 grit and my 4.5-inch grinder, and this is what it's like. So pretty much, that's basically what I'm going to be doing all the way through, just to give you a demonstration. All right, here's a progress report of what we've done so far. So far, we have some epoxy put down right there and right there over those holes, as well as, hold on, right there, put some epoxy down there. So we're letting that cure out, and then after that dries, we'll spray paint that with the paint. Now the biggest problem that we have is right here. That gap, there is a large gap right there. Let me try to put my flashlight in back. Not sure if you can see that, hold on. It's hard to tell if you're seeing that or not, but there's a big gap right there. We're going to put some material in there and pack that to prevent that, and then we're going to address this. This panel right here, this whole panel should be replaced. Now right here's the epoxy getting put on, some cardboard, and then he's just applying that underneath there, because that was in poor condition as well. Mind you, this is just a band-aid for the whole cooling tower, trying to elongate the life. We're only 11 years into this tower. We'd like to get 4 more years out of it to make 15, and that's our goal. Also, I should point out that I used the sander, sanded down this entire shroud all the way around there. So that was taken care of there. And then also just sanded everything down. So all the sanding has been completed. Now we're going to put the epoxy on and then go from there. Okay, so here we are back at the tower. After some repairs have been made, this has been ground down, and some product called, here it is right here, let's see if you can't see that. It's called LeakMaster Quick Set Putty. So we use this product here, which basically, the way that it works, let me just pan back here for a second. The way that this works, you take it out like this, you cut it with like a utility knife, there's some plastic backing on here, you pull the plastic back, and then this is like a 2-part where you mix this up till it forms all one color, and then we put and filled that product in all along here. I'll show you. There was a large gap right inside of here, so the water was easily coming through that section right there. So first thing we did was we put that product right there. Then after that product was put on, then we took this 2-part epoxy product here, the hardener and the resin, mixed that up, and then put that all on. So this is pretty much now going to be ready for spray paint. Also, in addition to that, also went through and did the same type of, after the sanding down in this section here, and also right here above the motor, right there, it was getting pretty gnarly. Now one section we still have to get is right over here to the left of the motor. That section right there still does not have the epoxy, but you can see that there is a some holes there, so it's going to go through. Water's going to go through, so we definitely want to waterproof that out. So we're going to do that section there before we continue on. Also, taking you over here on this side, we've already put down some epoxy. Let's see, right there. You kind of see the change in the color there. So all this section right here, as well as this section right here. So we also put that down right there, and there's a section up there as well. So this is going to be just about ready for paint. Well, so just trying to give you an update of where we stand right now on our cooling tower, and that's it for now. All right, so here's Lewis putting on the proper personal protective equipment. First he's got these safety glasses and then the respirator, and now it's a hard hat with face shield and hearing protection. This is the appropriate personal protective equipment to be using with the sanding grinder, the way that we're going to be using it here. Alright, now we're going to give you a before and after. So here's the before of what this section here looks like. And just show you that. And then afterwards we'll show you what it looks like after as well. Okay, one other thing that was done, this black pole was sanded down and painted. So now I can show you, how well that looks, and then give you a contrast right over here on the one right next to it. This one has not been done yet, so you can see kind of like what that looks like right there without us doing anything. So the black pole came out really nice on the tower over here, tower number 2. So just to show you that. While we're out here, we're also hitting electrical boxes. The top of this box was really in bad condition. So in addition to doing the cooling tower repairs, we're also hitting the other electrical boxes or other metal boxes that need to be touched up because they're rusting out pretty bad. This section here on this side was already sanded down right there, just to show you. But the top of this box is in really bad condition. We're going to have to address that really well. Here's what the top of the box looks like after sanding. So we're going to paint that all up. Also, here's the top of another huge electrical MCC panel. It's all rusted out. We're going to go ahead and sand this all down and paint the top of this as well. So just to show you what that's looking like. Now that this cooling tower has all been sanded down, I'm going to take a garden hose and I'm going to just rinse everything off that we want to paint. That way I want to get all the dust off and everything like that to get it paint ready. So I'm going to wash everything down, let it dry out, and then we're going to paint it to put the metallic zinc coating on there. Alright, here we are. This tower here has been washed down, and I'm getting ready to use this product right here, which is Rust-Oleum cold galvanized compound, zinc rich coating. So I'm going to mix this up and spray this down here in a minute. We've also prepped this here tower, that tower right there. It's already been prepped and then washed down. Then we took lunch, so it's nice and dry, so that's ready for painting up there. Also, on this electrical panel where the yellow ladder is at right there, at the very top there, that's already been sanded down, and we're putting this product here on the very top of it. This is called Pond Shield, sold at the Home Depot. Just pan back a little. And this product here is a good waterproofing. It's actually made for fountains. You can see in the picture there that it's actually made for fountains. So it's a good waterproofing. It's an epoxy paint. So we're applying this product to the top of that electrical cabinet right there, and that will be a good waterproofing on the very top. Also, we're putting that around this cabinet right there, and also there's an electrical box. It's around the corner, but it's right there in the picture on SP3. That's a disconnect switch for the fan and so forth. So that's where we're at, just to give you an update. Okay, so now I'm going to show you what the difference looks like on the tower when I attach the cold galvanized compound here. I shook it up pretty good. Getting a little bit of a wind here. Let me get some cardboard. Alright, just to stop the wind a little bit, I'll just put a little cardboard here. Alright, so there you go. It kind of spits out a little bit when I do it, but it certainly looks a lot better than certainly just bare steel. And then I'll get the ladder and get up there and move around the tower, and we'll show you some pictures afterwards. Alright, so the repairs have been made on the cooling tower behind me, and now I'm going to show you the final repairs. And we put the grates back up there. There was a repair made right over here. Let me get this zoomed in as tight as I can for you. It is actually very difficult to see, but right there we had made one repair. That was where it was really gnarly prior to, and then painted that. There was a lot of rust action that was happening here along this bottom grate here. Now this motor cavity did have an extreme amount of wear that was there on the top and also on the sides. That's all looking pretty good. So the oh, and then the shroud. Here, just to give you a contrast, here's the one next to it, which we have not touched yet. Still in the original condition. You can see how that shroud is still all kind of rusted out there. And then you come over here to this shroud, and you can see how it's all been sanded down, painted with the cold galvanized zinc paint, and it's looking pretty good. You know, it's certainly not looking bad. This black pole, which we must have touched a little bit of zinc paint where there with that gray spot, but we also painted this there black pole. And just to give you the contrast, here is the original pole unpainted on this side. So we're gonna do this chiller next. I mean this cooling tower rather next. And let me take you over here on the side of the cooling tower, and I can show you the repairs that were made. There was a repair that was made right there, epoxy, and then painted over with the zinc cold paint. Around the door, we had done all the way around the door. That's all looking really nice. And then if you recall, at the very top there, where is it? Right there. Can't even see it now. We had made a repair there where it was broken through. I want to turn this cooling tower on so you can see the water running down on it, but I cannot do that, and at this time I'm gonna have to come back for the video to show you that, because here's my chiller, and currently I've got all the heads off. This head, because we just had an eddy current, there's the evaporator tube there, and then for the condenser water, this here's the condenser shell right here, and right there is the tube sheet for the condenser. So I cannot give you any water at this time. As soon as I get this head back on and we get water and get this all back together again, then I'll be able to send some water and then show you those final pictures with the cooling tower online. That's it for now. Thank you. Okay, so here we are in front of cooling tower number 2, and we are finally circulating water through the tower so we can show you the water and what's happening. So here you can see the water is circulating. Here's our repairs over by the motor. You can see everything is very dry, as it's supposed to be. There's no water going on in here at all. We're going to reposition the camera and show you the other side over here. Okay, so over here, in this section, we had a severe opening of the metal, if you recall. I'll see if I can get you some before and afters on the video, but no water. Everything is nice and dry. This section is looking fantastic. And now we're going to show you the other side. All right, here we are. Originally, we were leaking right here. It was leaking right down to the ground. But everything is dry here and here. Around the manhole opening is all nice and dry. There's no leaks coming down. And up top there, where we had some repairs that were done, that is in good condition. So basically, that concludes the repairs on cooling tower number 2. And as we progress through the other towers, we'll see if we can show you some video footage of the other towers and repairs. I ordered some different products. Before, I was using a 2-part epoxy that I had purchased from the Home Depot, and now I've purchased another product. I've ordered it, but it hasn't come in yet, called DuraPatch from Dynesic, I think is the name of the company. And that's supposed to be a really good repair specific for cooling towers. So we'll show you that product when we get that in our hands and we get to mix that 2-part epoxy up and work with it. And that's it for now. All right, so here we are on tower SP number 3. We've done some repairs where the holes were coming through, but here you can see that the hole is too big for us with the epoxy, with the tan material that we were using. So we ordered another product called DuraPatch. We'll show you what that looks like once we put the DuraPatch product on. It's bad here, and also I've got some bad sections over here that I want to cure up. Now, let me take your attention over to the top and over to here. You can see that that now is looking really good with the, after we've sanded it down and prepped it, and then used the cold galvanic spray on that zinc with zinc, and that looks a lot better. So I'll give you some before and afters of how that looked and cleaned up really nice compared to where we were.